Hello everyone, Sat Shri Akal ji and welcome back to our channel once again. My name is Manpreet Kaur, as you all know, and I'm a proud CEO of Kirpa Properties. I'm also going to introduce you to our Managing Director, Jaideep Singh Chatha. However, before I introduce you to him, let me tell you what is this blog, what is this video about. आज का टॉपिक है हमारा रिटेल शॉप्स एंड ऑफिस स्पेसेस। दुबई में जब आप प्रॉपर्टी बाय करने का सोचते हो, आई एम श्योर आप सुनते होंगे सिंगल फैमिली होम्स, कॉन्डो, इंडिपेंडेंट विलाज, अपार्टमेंट्स, बीच फ्रंट प्रॉपर्टीज, बट आप बहुत कम सुनते होंगे रिटेल शॉप्स के बारे में। एंड आज का टॉपिक हमारा है रिटेल शॉप्स वेयर यू कैन हैव more stable and long-term rental income, and we are shortage of retail shops in Dubai. There are now many developers who sell retail shops, commercial retail shops. One of them is Shoba, which has just started selling retail shops. We have some good inventory on very prime locations in Dubai, and today's topic is about this project as well. आज हम शोभा की ही बात करेंगे. Shoba is one of the best developer in Dubai, and Jay is more focused on commercial offices and retail shops and some of our team members as well. So let's do one thing. Let me introduce you to Jay. And if you want to get into this segment, if you want to explore, want to get overview of the market in commercial, then get in touch with us right now. Send us email or WhatsApp. Let's arrange a Zoom call with one of our team member who's expert in commercial, or with Jaydeep as well. So let me introduce you to Jay. Let's go. Hi, Jay.
Hello.
Thank you so much for taking our time. Let's educate our investors on retail shops. So why don't you give us overview?
Great. Thank you so much, guys, for watching, first of all, and following us on YouTube and Instagram and wherever else you've seen us from. Today, I'm going to be talking about retail and retail investment in Dubai. Now, retail has always been the foundation of every portfolio, I think, around the world, especially in Western countries like Canada, the US, UK, and Australia. These countries, you have a lot of investment poured into retail. Why? Because retail is seen as a very safe investment. Retail is your doctor's clinics, your supermarkets, your salons, your spas, all the places you like going, right?
Yeah.
So we can't survive as a population without retail.
Right.
That's for sure. And wherever there's a population increase, more retail will be needed to cater to that local population. So Dubai is one of those places in the world where population growth is happening very fast.
Right.
If you talk about between COVID, which was 2020, to now, we've had an increase of almost 30%, which is very, very large, right?
Right.
At the moment, we're sitting at about 4 million people just living inside of Dubai. Dubai is not a big place, as you know, right? So it's not like we have 4 million people spread out everywhere. We have 4 million people
In the city.
in the city, in the urban part of Dubai. So that's a lot of people, and a lot of retail is needed to cater to that population. So that's why retail investments have soared over the past 6 years, right? Over the past 6 years. Now, if you look at, let's say, Shoba is a developer in Dubai, one of the biggest, and they are one of the few developers which actually sell retail to investors, so that investors can enjoy the returns that are offered.
Yes, you're absolutely right. And Jay, we have so many clients from US and Canada, and they understand retail and commercial investments more than residential investments. So that's why every investor from US, Australia, Canada, and UK, their first question is, do you have office space? Do you have retail shops? And we don't have many options. We have limited options with only 1 or 2 developers. One of them, as you mentioned, Shoba. So today we're going to be talking about Shoba. So I think over to you. Why don't you show the models, the projects, and everything?
Sure. Let's go, guys. Let's show you the models, the projects, where these retail shops are available. And we'll break down the pricing, the payment plans, and the returns. Let's go. So guys, as I was saying, retail has become one of the key investment opportunities in Dubai at the moment, just because there's a very limited supply of retail units for sale in the open market, especially in communities or buildings and projects that are expected to have the highest footfall, highest traffic per square foot in the region. So if we look at Shoba's projects, Shoba itself being a large-scale developer, number 3 in terms of volume in the entire Dubai city, we can look at many communities that they have coming up and the retail units that are available. Before I get into the specific units that are available and the sizes, prices, etc., I wanted to tell you a little bit more about how you can make money using retail and why in retail in Dubai is a little bit better than, let's say, residential or even offices in that aspect. The first thing you will get when you buy a retail unit, a growing population. So growing population in Dubai gives you that extra push, gives you that extra demand that is required, and the rents on retail are still going up. Rents are going up in double digits every single year for the past 3 years, and they're expected to keep going up at least around that double-digit range, 10, 11% per year for the next 3 to 4 years at least, because the population is growing, rapidly growing. So that's one key driver. The other key driver is tourism. Dubai is number 7 on the list of the most visited cities around the world. Last year we had about 18.7 million visitors that came and stayed in Dubai. This year we're projected to grow to 22 million visitors by the end of the year. So that gives you that strong branded, let's say, consumers that are coming to Dubai for shopping, for retail, for wholesale opportunities that are not available anywhere else in the region. So that's another key factor. Another key factor I would say are the types of retail that are opening up. F&B is becoming a very key part of the retail industry, and you can see a lot of creative concepts that have come into the market where people have made attractions that people from abroad come and see. So that is one of the other things that you have to look at when you are buying retail. Make sure you're buying in that size range where restaurant owners will be happy to come in and rent from you. Of course, rental agreements in Dubai are between 3 to 10 years in some cases. So that gives you as an owner the stability that you need and predictability in your cash flows for the next 3 to 10 years. In Dubai, it's very standard. Checks are given up front. So when you sign the rental agreement with the tenant, you will get all the check for those number of years front, whether it's 1 check a year or 4 checks a year. That's based on your agreement with them. They will take care of the fit out. They usually spend the money from their own pocket. You as the landlord don't have much investment in the beginning when you hand over the unit to them. They will take care of all the expenses related to the unit. All you have to take care of are the service charges for the community or the building where your retail unit is located. So if you look at retail in Dubai, very healthy market, very healthy to jump right in. And if you're getting a good, let's say, price and payment plan in the right location, we know people are going to move into, then it is a no-brainer. So let's now go through all the numbers related to Shoba, which locations they have, and why you should invest. Okay guys, we are ready to go with the next part of this video, which is selecting the locations, looking at all the inventory. We're going to go through the numbers for a selected unit in one of these locations. Before we start, of course, I wanted to show you where these locations are and in the expanse of Dubai. So, of course, Dubai is not a huge place. It's not a big city. The urban part of Dubai is not that huge. You're only talking about maybe 100 to 200 square kilometers. And in that space, we have quite a few communities. Of course, if you look at the seaside, most of this land has been developed except Palm Jebel Ali. Other than that, most of these islands have been developed. There's a new island as well over here on this side. You can't really see it because it's in the Dera side, Dera being the oldest part of Dubai. Dubai Islands as well over here. But today our subject is retail, so we're going to be looking only at the retail investments available from Shoba. Shoba being one of the topmost developers in Dubai, in terms of volume of units and how much they have delivered in the past. So if you look at this map, you will see 4 multicolored dots: green, red, yellow, and purple. These signify either the project where the retail units are located, or the area or master community. So for example, Shobha 1 is a project that is where the retail units are available. So actually, I wouldn't call it, it's not really one building because it's divided into 6 towers connected by one single podium overlooking the golf course, which is in front of it, also developed by Shobha, and then further overlooking the creek. You can see the creek over here. This is water. This is actually protected waters. There is a lot of wildlife here, a lot of flamingos you can see when you come down here. Very beautiful site. So the government is doing its best to conserve this area. They're investing huge amounts of money in making sure that this area stays conserved. Next, you have Shobha Heartland 2. Shobha Heartland 2 is one of Shobha's newest communities they have developed. It's actually under construction at the moment. It will be completed in stages, but first handovers will be happening in the next one year, 1.5 years. Then you have Shobha Heartland 1, which is Shobha's first community in Dubai. This is mostly built already. People are living here. More than 10,000 people already live here. And it's a very, very nice community because of the landscaping they've done, the infrastructure, the way it looks. It's very modern, contemporary, and they already have a lot of retail, which has opened up and accessible by the public. You have cafes, you have supermarkets, you have very few restaurants, gyms, salons, etc. So a lot has opened up already at Shobha Heartland 1. Then you have Motor City. Motor City has 2 Shobha projects at the moment, which out of them, one has retail, the other one doesn't at the moment. So those are very interesting to look at as well, because this part of town is sort of becoming the central part of Dubai, because down here, you can't see it on this map because I've taken a screenshot, but below this Grand Polo Club and Resort community by Emaar, you will have the new airport. So that's very interesting. So that this area is now becoming the central part, and people are moving to this area. Motor City is a very dense community. There's over 20,000 people living there, and we will see more and more coming because it's such a popular place. Anyways, let's move on to the available inventory in all of these communities and projects. First, we're going to be looking, if you see this list, you will see a lot of unit numbers, so these are hard to make out where they're from, but to just give you an understanding, RSC is Riverside Crescent. That's the name of the building. This is located in Shobha Heartland 2. So all of these RSC units are Shobha Heartland 2. SO stands for Shobha 1. Shobha 1, again, very near Riverside Crescent. If you see the green one, that's Shobha 1. Red one is Riverside Crescent. Again, Shobha 1 has units. They are overlooking the golf course and creek, and Riverside Crescent overlooking the community. It's in the center of the community. So again, we will have a more deeper dive when you contact me. We'll go through the entire master plan of the community and see where these units are actually located in terms of the community itself. So you have all the prices in the second column and chargeable area on in the third column. And you can see the sizes start from pretty small, almost 500 square feet, and the sale price is about 3.4 million dirhams, a little bit less than $1 million, about $940,000. And then the prices go up all the way to 50 million dirhams, which is for a 7,700 square foot unit. Price per square foot is pretty similar in both of these. Not a huge difference, so I'll just keep it at that. And let's keep going. If you see the numbers in front of RSC, that just denotes the name of, basically the number of the building. That doesn't mean there's 310 buildings, it just means that's the name. And then you have 310, you have 320, 330, 340, 350, 360, like that. So they have a few towers, and all of them have retail on the ground floor. Again, second page, this is for Shoba Orbis. So again, we'll go back. Shoba Orbis is located in Motor City. This is the more central part of town. Again, the purchase price and the space you're getting for that, you can tell that this is a much better price per square foot, or cheaper price per square foot, than the other areas that we've seen before. So that tells you a little bit more about, how the location impacts the price per square foot, and that's how the developer is selling it. So the developer here is selling it for about 4,000 per square foot, and here they're selling it for about 6,000 plus, depending on which unit it is. All right, so let's break down one unit. I chose Shoba 1 Retail, unit number 9. So this one, number 4, over here. It's 1,464 square feet, and asking or list price is 9.5 million dirhams. The completion of this project is actually Q4 2026. Little typo over here, so please, forgive me for that. If you look at the payment plan is pretty simple to see. 20% you have to pay upfront on the booking, 40% in about 4 months, and 40% on handover, which will be next year in Q4. The mortgage scenario, if you are getting a mortgage on this, you can get a mortgage on the remaining 40% when the unit is being handed over. And the banks here will charge you starting from 4%, so I've just taken 4% interest to simplify things. So that means you're financing on 40% of the purchase price, which is about 3.8 million dirhams. So these are the numbers on the payment plan. Let's look at the rental yield. So I've taken a very conservative figure, considering that we will be seeing more increase in rent over the next few years. But let's say we get 300 dirhams per square foot, which is kind of what the rate is today on prime retail, and even higher in some places. So prime retail, golf course, creek views, like I told you, expected rent per year when this is handed over, let's say late 2026 we'll get it handed over, and we should be able to rent it out within a few months. Let's say in early 2027, this will be our expected rent per year. Now, these rental contracts are usually signed for 5 years and above. So we'll be doing cash flow analysis for the 5 years after you have the unit handed over to you. Next, we can look at the service charges. This will be your service charge that you have to pay for the facility management of the entire building. So you will be paying this, and net income will be 412,000. And net yield, about 4.3%. Now, this is based on these calculations. Of course, these can go up depending on when we get this unit and what the rent is. Now, if we look at the investment outflow timeline, again, this is pretty much what we've seen this before. This just goes a little bit more into the detail on how much amounts they will be, but 20%, then 40% after 4 months, and 40% on handover. With your total equity invested will be 5.71 million, your mortgage will be 3.8, and your annual payment of 241,000. So this is our rental cash flow. This goes through every single year. You can see the rent increase every year. We've taken, I think, a very conservative 3% increase every year. Service charges, net rent, then your mortgage cost, which you're paying out every month, and this is what you're left with every year. So over the next 5 years, you'll get 1 million back net to you after you pay off the mortgage and the service charges. So if we're exiting this investment after 5 years, what kind of money can we expect? Our sale price around that time, if we take the increase of the growth, the capital appreciation, then we're looking at about 10.9 million. If we give 2% to our broker and we pay off the mortgage, this is how much we'll get in return. And then obviously our 5-year cash flow, net positive cash flow for retail will be 1 million, and we'll get 8.4 in total over the 5 years plus our exit. So our total profit will be about 2.7 million. In terms of full returns, I would look at this annualized return on investment, or our return on equity, or our internal rate of return. We should be between 8 to 9%. So that's great. Now, if you look at why retail, we still have a very strong rental market, and it is going up over the next few years. Depending on what happens in the next 2 years, we should be able to get even more. I've taken the break bottom figures, so just to give you an idea that, look, if you put your money here, this is the minimum you can expect. And that's what I like to do with all the investors that I bring on board. We have a low leverage cost, of course, 4% per year, 47% total return in 5 years, 9% annualized, and we have ideal mix of cash flow and appreciation, which is great because that's what we want. And this is, again, prime retail and high traffic mixed use community. Shobha 1 is not just a project, it's an entire community, a golf course facing community and overlooking the water as well. So amazing location. I would really consider this, but if you want to really go into the depth of it, please get in touch with me on my email. And of course, I'm gonna say bye to you guys in a short while. So guys, I wanted to end this video by telling you that retail supply is very low all over Dubai, and Shobha is giving you this opportunity to own one of these magical units, which will give you those returns that you really, really want. And the right person to talk to is me, because I will break down the investment, I will enter the investment for you and exit the investment for you. This is my guarantee. So let's talk over video call so I can break down each and every unit that is available today in Dubai. My email is given below on the video. Please reach out. Me or my team will reach out to you and reply as soon as we can so that we can make your journey into Dubai's real estate market a success.